good, enjoyable course, like, but it's got a lot bumpier since last year. You know, there's not a good opportunity to pass because both sides of the road is really bumpy now, so it's just the middle of the road job and maybe break at a few road ends.
It's a home race, so you want to go out and please the locals that know you.
Well, does local knowledge be an advantage here?
I don't think it. I think other boys here is racing as long as me in the course and longer would know it as well, if not better than me. Like.
Well, over this Carrowdore course, the fastest lap, that belongs to James Courtney on board a 750 Honda. Most wins, that's shared with Ray McCulloch and Stephen Cull, 13 apiece. Strangely, Joey Dunlop back there on 9. And 3 or more wins on the one day. Well, there's Stephen Cull, Philip McCallan and Bob Jackson, all with 3 apiece. Well, racing got off to a disastrous start of the Carrowdore 100. Waterford rider Tony Carey crashed at Cardy Corner during a practice session. He was taken to hospital suffering from serious head injuries, injuries which tragically Tony did not recover from. When racing did get underway, the 125 was to produce some spectacular action. Gary Dines in the front row, alongside Robert Dunlop. Words of advice there from Sam McBride. Also in the front row, there was Dennis McCulloch. Expect him to be up there. And completing the lineup, Darren Lindsay. You shouldn't blink. On commentary, Alan Drysdale and Harold Crooks.
And off they go in the final 125 road race of the season, heading towards their little right-hander that takes them down towards Cardy Corner. And in the lead is Joey Dunlop from Darren Lindsay, from Gary Dines and Dennis McCulloch. Through the left-hander they go, out over the crest of the hill, line astern there. Little Hondas all singing top of the range in the rev band. Down into the new road, it's Joey Dunlop still, from Lindsay, from Dines, from McCulloch, from Robert Dunlop and Davy Lemon.
Riders now on the run up towards Farmhouse for the first time, and Darren Lindsay moving up ahead of Joey Dunlop as they go up towards the top of the hill. A right-hander just past the Ballydunnan Road junction, going through there and then into the left-hander at Farmhouse. Dennis McCulloch in 3rd position, Robert Dunlop 4th, Gary Dines 5th and David Lemon at the back there in 6th. On the approach to the Carrowdore now into the village over the washboard effect as they come in, and it's Darren Lindsay, but Dennis McCulloch comes up on the inside to go through into 2nd position. Joey Dunlop 3rd, Dines 4th, Robert Dunlop 5th and David Lemon still 6th as they head up Carrowdore Main Street.
So the battle then really on in this 125 race. Darren Lindsay down over the jumps now as they head towards the end of the first lap. It's Lindsay from Joey Dunlop, from Dennis McCulloch, from Robert Dunlop, Gary Dines. 6th man in the pack is the number Davy Lemon there, coming down into Ballybowley Corner for the first time, running right out to the edge of the road there. It's Lindsay from McCulloch, from Joey Dunlop. Round to go to complete the first lap. Lindsay, McCulloch, Dunlop, Dines and Robert Dunlop.
And line astern here, Joey moving out as they get down through the first right-hander, but now we see them coming into Cardy, and Darren Lindsay still in the lead, Joey Dunlop still 2nd, Dennis McCulloch in 3rd spot, going through the left-handed Cardy. Dines in there in 4th now, Robert is 5th and David Lemon in 6th position, and back at the New Road junction, still Darren Lindsay in the lead from Joey Dunlop and Dennis McCulloch. Gary Dines there in 4th, Robert Dunlop still in 5th. It's a quick check to see where David Lemon is. Next through it's Brian Campbell, John McCulloch and 27 there, Yarn O'Holland in 7th, 8th and 9th positions.
The battle at the front of the 125 still rages down the new road. Flat on the stop, Joey Dunlop gets the front wheel in the air, but Darren Lindsay still leads them as they go towards Farmhouse. Dennis McCulloch in there as well, just shifting their positions as they go round the right and left hand flicks there. Davy Lemon still bringing up the rear, watching the flying 5 ahead of him, who are now coming down into Carrowdore. Led by Darren Lindsay, from Dennis McCulloch, from Gary Dines, from Joey Dunlop and Robert Dunlop. The Dunlop brothers in 4th and 5th there as they head up Carrowdore Main Street.
And now coming out of Carrowdore Main Street over the Mance Road jump there, and it's still Darren Lindsay in the lead, Dennis McCulloch in 2nd as they come down into Ballybowley. Lindsay leads, McCulloch 2nd, Robert Dunlop in 3rd, Joey Dunlop now goes through to 3rd and Gary Dines goes through as well, so Robert Dunlop drops 2 places there in the blink of an eye. But across the line it's Lindsay from Dunlop, Joey Dunlop, Dines and Robert Dunlop, and Robert now moving back ahead of Gary Dines, tucks in behind Joey as they head down through the first right-hander. On the approach now up to Cardy. Who's it going to be this time on the brakes? Who's best on the brakes at Cardy Corner? Darren Lindsay comes in, but Dennis McCulloch goes through this time. McCulloch through in the lead, takes over the lead for the first time. Lindsay is 2nd, Joey Dunlop 3rd, Gary Dines 4th.
And at Dunover, it looks as if Lindsay has got back ahead of him. Heading now towards the new road once again, and it is Lindsay in front once again. Dennis McCulloch in second. Joey Dunlop carrying number 3 in third place. Robert Dunlop carrying number 4 in fourth place. Bringing up the fifth place is Gary Dines, but there's nothing in it. Lindsay flat out down the new road towards Farmhouse. Dennis McCulloch getting the toe in there, pulling out of the slipstream and going into the lead once again. So Dennis McCulloch goes through to take the lead. Darren Lindsay now demoted to second place, but just a few inches behind the leader. Joey Dunlop back there in fourth place now. Dines still in fifth.
And again, it's McCulloch coming down into Carrowdore, who moves through into the lead. McCulloch breaks incredibly late down there, and I think he actually goes one bump later than the rest of them. They measure which bumps they break on there as they come in. But it's McCulloch from Lindsay, from Robert Dunlop, from Joey, from Gary Dines as they go up Carrowdore Main Street. Down Main Street they come, towards the Manse Road now. Just there as they pass the junction, Dennis McCulloch over the Manse Road jumping. Robert Dunlop now moves ahead. It's Robert Dunlop from McCulloch, from Darren Lindsay, as they come round into the right-hander at Ballyboley to complete the lap. Braking hard now for the left-hander. Robert Dunlop ahead. McCulloch second as they go through, heading out again. But my goodness, any one of these five could win this race.
It's Robert Dunlop heading the pack. Dennis McCulloch in second place. Darren Lindsay in third. Dines in fourth. Joey Dunlop in fifth, but heading towards fourth once again as they go the right-hander, which leads them down to Cardy. And coming to Cardy, the leader is Robert Dunlop. Swinging around the left-hander, Dennis McCulloch in second, Darren Lindsay third, Joey Dunlop up into fourth. Towards the new road they come. Dennis McCulloch, Robert Dunlop now up to second place, Darren Lindsay, Gary Dines and Joey. That's the running order as they go down the very fast flat-out stretch towards Farmhouse Corner, and it's almost line abreast for the front three. Really fast stuff this in the 125s. Really the gearing really counting on this part of the course. That little bit of a notch higher up makes all the difference. And it is 3 abreast. Unbelievable stuff here, Alan, as they go through Farmhouse Corner.
Yeah, and Dennis McCulloch again, the man who moves ahead, looks super fast up through this section in the run down to Carrowdore. But this time at Carrowdore, it's Darren Lindsay. McCulloch is second, Robert Dunlop is third, Dines is fourth, and the old maestro, Joey Dunlop, behind them there, shadowing them all in fifth position. Joey's not out of it yet.
And if you watch them go up the street there, you can see them moving out to get a little bit of a break if they can. But it's Robert Dunlop from Lindsay, from McCulloch, from Dines and Joey Dunlop. Tremendously fast 125 race. Robert Dunlop out almost to the grass verge there as he leads them round. Gary Dines looking for room on the outside there. A very brave move by him, but I think he maybe made a mistake there. But he's up into third. Was no mistake he made. He went the wide line round, but moves up to third as Robert Dunlop leads from Lindsay, from Dines, from McCulloch and Joey Dunlop. Anyone can still take this race.
And again they come into Cardy, and Robert Dunlop just losing out there to Darren Lindsay on the brakes. Robert through in second position, Dennis McCulloch third, Dines fourth, Joey fifth, and at Dunover it's Lindsay from Dunlop and McCulloch. And now coming down to the new road corner, the order still the same as they go through. Dines third, Robert Dunlop in second. But my goodness, what a race this is. Now we see them on the run up to Farmhouse as they come up past Ryan McKay there from Strabane, having a second road race, but up towards the top of the hill then on the approach to Farmhouse. It's Lindsay versus Dunlop versus Dines and McCulloch level pegging. But the first two getting a little bit of a break now as they go up towards Farmhouse Corner. Robert Dunlop going for the inside at the right-hander. Darren Lindsay's having none of that. Darren Lindsay still leads as they go into the left-hander at Farmhouse. Then it's McCulloch, Dines and Joey. And look at this, again it's McCulloch. McCulloch is incredibly fast in the run to Carrowdore. It's McCulloch from Lindsay. And over the Manse Road jumps, Darren Lindsay retakes the lead. Dennis McCulloch is second. Who's going to be third? Robert Dunlop it is, from Gary Dines and Joey Dunlop level pegging as they come up towards Ballyboley to complete the fifth lap and head out on the last lap.
And the man about to be caught by the posse behind him is number 49, Dennis Clancy from the 200 class. But the flying five round Ballyboley Corner with Lindsay still in the lead from McCulloch. Heads down behind the screens. Gary Dines has a look to see where Joey Dunlop is, and he's about to take him, so Gary should keep the head looking forward. Joey Dunlop moves up into fourth place as he did a couple of laps ago at the very same spot. Down towards Cardy Corner, it's still Darren Lindsay in the lead from Dennis McCulloch. McCulloch looking for a little bit of room there on the outside, but there's none for him. He has to hang back there in second place. Right, Dunover, still the same order. Joey Dunlop still in there. Coming now to the new road, it's Robert Dunlop back to the front from Lindsay, from McCulloch, from Dines. And Joey Dunlop seems to have gone missing between Cardy and the new road. Down the new road, it's still Robert Dunlop, and look at this man, Darren Lindsay, going again, Alan, for the front.
Yes, Lindsay again trying to take Robert Dunlop as they go towards the top of the hill. Dennis McCulloch and Gary Dines both closing in here as they come up to Farmhouse for the last time. Is it going to be Lindsay's first win here at Carrowdore, Robert Dunlop's 8th win, or Dennis McCulloch's 3rd win? Who knows? But we'll know shortly, because they're now on the run down to Carrowdore for the last time. And again, Dennis McCulloch tries to get up the inside, but this time Robert Dunlop holds him off. So Robert Dunlop leads through Carrowdore for the last time. Dennis McCulloch in 2nd position, Darren Lindsay in 3rd. Gary Dines dropping back a little bit there in 4th, and Robert Dunlop resting his arm as he goes over the top of the hill. But up over the Manse Road jumps they come for the last time. It's Robert Dunlop from Dennis McCulloch, Darren Lindsay and Gary Dines.
And into the final set of corners they come. Robert Dunlop in the lead. Number 23 there, Darren Crossett, the man, and Robert Dunlop almost disappears behind the hedge. He runs out into the very edge of the grass, runs wide, loses the race. They're on the corner as he comes round, and it's Dennis McCulloch takes the win from Lindsay.
So what a race and what a finish. Dennis McCulloch just getting the win on the last corner. Darren Lindsay, he was 2nd. Robert Dunlop 3rd. Gary Dines 4th. Just over 1.5 seconds separated the first 4.
Well, Dennis, what a race to finish the century on.
It was a tight one now. It was anybody's there. The lead chopped and changed, maybe half a dozen times a lap.
Well, was that as hard a race as you've had this season?
Well, it would certainly rank among them anyway. It was close the whole time. Actually, in fact, coming down towards the village in the last lap, S4th. So it was the way it was chopped and changing.
I actually made a mistake. Harlan went onto the grass. I was coming around the right-hander. I ran wide onto the grass, but I ran wide deliberately to keep the other lads from outbreaking me up the inside. But I just ran so close to the grass, I had to let the brakes off again, otherwise I would have went down. Whenever you do that, then you run wide. I couldn't get soft the corners, so.
Robert, he held his defensive line as usual, but he sort of went up the dirt a bit, you know. I couldn't see for dust. But and then Dennis, he got up the inside, you know, and I just followed Dennis through, like, so we got 2nd, so I'm happy enough.
Happy enough with that.
So nice to win it, but
it was just hectic from start to finish.
And coming into the last corner there, it was anybody's race, wasn't it?
As you can see from my bike, I rode the whole race totally almost blind because of fuel. The breather came off the fuel tank and the fuel was splashing everywhere. Up the inside of the helmet and in the visor, I couldn't see. I was just dependent on the rest of the boys.
Well, the riders wait there in the paddock before the last Lambert and Butler of the year. Adrian Archibald looking for his 2nd win.
Well, I got 1 win in Lambert and Butler this year, so I need a good result today for the championship.
I felt pretty good this morning, like they said I was 2nd fastest or something, and I didn't want to hear that. Oh no. So,
all the best.
Just want a steady run, that's all I need.
The 250 boys out as well in this race. There's Gary Dines, the 250 championship leader. Beside him, the 125 winner Dennis McCulloch, and Joey Dunlop up there with a full tank of petrol this time. On commentary, it's Alan and Harold.
And the riders are showing the board in this open race. Up goes the flag, and Adrian Archibald, first man off the line, but the leader already is John Donnan, the man in black.
The 250s away then, down towards the first right-hander. Gary Dines making a good start, holding the lead at the moment as they go down through into this right-hander, but away past him goes Joey Dunlop. He ran out of petrol in the 125, so Joey incensed at that. McCulloch goes through in 2nd position, heading now up towards Cardy Corner. Who's going to be best on the brakes into Cardy? McCulloch goes up the right-hand side. Joey goes mid of the road, and Gary Dines goes up the left past Joey Dunlop, and he's got up the inside of Dennis McCulloch. Incredible stuff from Gary Dines. Through into the lead. McCulloch is 2nd, Joey is 3rd.
And at the brig, it's John Donnan from Jason Griffiths and Adrian McFarland there in 3rd place. The boys really bouncing out of there. They're already at the new road in this open race. Griffiths is 2nd, McFarland in 3rd. Taking them round now out onto the new road. The big bikes go flat out down towards Farmhouse Corner, but we're back with the 250s and Gary Dines.
And Gary Dines now, Dennis McCulloch passing him as they head down towards Donover School. Through the right-hander, then a left, and then into the real tricky section at Donover, but they're through that and now at the new road, and it's McCulloch from Dines, from Dunlop, as they go through on the first lap, and Gary Dines there, passed by Dennis McCulloch on the exit from the corner, heading through the right-hander and then into this incredibly bumpy section as they go up towards Farmhouse. Staying middle of the road where Richard Britton recommends you ride it here at Carrowdore, and middle of the road it is for John Donnan as he comes up towards the top of the hill at Farmhouse. The Yamaha R1 really leaping over those bumps, Harold.
And certainly it's a handful, the big R1 Yamaha into the right-hander. He adjusts himself as he goes round the left-hander, the knee out there, almost short-circuit style. In second place it's still Jason Griffiths. Third is McFarland. Colin Rogers there looking for third place on the outside as they come into Carrowdore Street. But Donnan already putting a lot of daylight between him and the rest of the field. And Rogers is up into third spot. Over the jumps comes John Donnan, the front wheel staying in there for quite a considerable time. Jason Griffiths in second place, but into the right-hander. We're back with the 250s.
Yes, and into Carrowdore Main Street comes Dennis McCulloch, the race leader, ahead of Gary Dines. Gary Dines looking for his fourth successive 250 title here today. Joey Dunlop in third position, but back with the leaders. John Donnan at Ballyboley corner. Jason Griffiths is second. Colin Rogers going up into second position. Round the outside of Jason Griffiths. Dennis McFarland in fourth position. The rest of the field stream through there. Stuart Parkle ahead of Trevor Ferguson and Alan McDonald, all on the R1 Yamahas. But across the line, Rogers in second position. Griffiths in third as John Donnan heads down the road.
And the 250s again at Ballyboley. Dennis McCulloch from Gary Dines. Joey Dunlop dropping a little bit back in third place in this battle for the 250 honours. But down number 12, John Donnan at Cardy, from Jason Griffiths, from Rogers, from McFarland and Adrian Archibald. The flying five in this open challenge race. Out over the brig they come. John Donnan still wrestling with the big Yamaha. Rogers going through into second place. Down to the new road. It's still Donnan into the left-hander, turning on the power. Heading down over the jumps, and it amazes me, Alan, how often the front wheel is in the air even down this long straight.
Yes, the bit up here at the farmhouse is incredibly bumpy. Even if you drive it along in the car, you notice it. But Jason Griffiths there in second position. Colin Rogers catching him there as he goes towards the top of the hill on the Anderton Honda in third spot. And Archibald goes through past McFarland for fourth position. Into the left-hander at Farmhouse, the main corner in this section of the course. Incredibly fast through there. But into Main Street Carrowdore comes John Donnan on the JD Motorcycles R1 Yamaha. Donnan really has been a revelation. Whoa, John, that was a horrible moment there. It looked as though it almost got away from him, but he hangs on to it. Jason Griffiths then another of the R1 Yamahas in second position. Rogers in third, Archibald in fourth, and McFarland there in fifth.
And at Ballyboley corner, it's still Donnan wrestling with the R1 Yamaha, like wrestling with an errant gorilla there as he come over the jumps into Ballyboley corner, but he's still in control at the front. Griffiths still second, Rogers in third. Last man through there in fifth place is Adrian McFarland. There's the battle then for second place. Rogers, Archibald in fourth, McFarland in fifth. The two Adrians in fourth and fifth position, but the man in control over the brig it goes is John Donnan. Then it's Griffiths, then Rogers.
And we've a red flag at Donover corner, so the race has been stopped. That's Raymond Hanna's machine that's been pushed away. So it looks as though Raymond, who was leading the junior class, has fallen off there. Hopefully he's not too badly injured.
And the race has been restarted over 3 laps. And the man who led for the first 3 laps in the part 1 was John Donnan, and he leads again as they head towards Cardy for this first time in this part 2 of the Senior Open race. And it's Donnan being challenged by Jason Griffiths, who goes through on the inside at Cardy. So it's Griffiths from Donnan heading out towards the jumps and down into the new road. Donnan back in front from Jason Griffiths. In third place now it's Colin Rogers. Down the new road they go, Alan.
Yes, and John Donnan coming up towards the top of the hill here at Farmhouse, followed by Jason Griffiths and Colin Rogers. But now that we've had a restart, this race will be decided on the time for both parts, so the positions at the end may not necessarily be the way that we see them on the road. If John Donnan manages to win both parts, that makes it easy for us to decide who the actual winner is, and Donnan looking good for that win at the moment. Remember, he's going for his first win here. My goodness, that was an incredible slide there from John Donnan on the way in. As I said, he's going for his first win at a road race in Northern Ireland. Comes out over the Manse Road jump. Colin Rogers coming up there in third position. Jason Griffiths just coming through on the inside of him to take second spot as they come over the jump, heading into Ballyboley at the end of the first lap here in the restart. And John Donnan leads. Colin Rogers is second. Griffiths is in third. Archibald in fourth as they head out across the line and start the next lap.
So that battle then on in the 250s there in amongst them. There's Seamus Green, Richard Britton, and at number 47 there Trevor Keys on at 250. Number 74 Francis Everard. But the man who is dictating the terms from the front is still John Donnan. Round Cardy, Jason Griffiths still in second place, coming to the brig again. That's still the order. Archibald now up to third. On the brakes, down into the new road. Jason Griffiths in second. Adrian Archibald starting to have a nip at his back wheel as they head down the long fast straight. But he's still head down behind the screen. It's still Jason Griffiths in second place. Archibald third. Colin Rogers now demoted to fourth.
Donnan heads towards the top of the hill. Archibald sneaking up on the inside of Jason Griffiths. Is he going to get him as they go through the right-hander and they approach the farmhouse? He does. What a move. Adrian Archibald is through into second position. Jason Griffiths third. And coming down into Carrowdore, it's still John Donnan in the lead on the Yamaha. Archibald second, Griffiths third. Colin Rogers there snaking all over the road on the brakes in fourth position on the Anderton Honda. Chases Jason Griffiths up Main Street over the top of the hill, and now they're coming up towards the Mance Road jump, and John Donnan still there wiggling around on that big Yamaha with a speed advantage but a handling disadvantage here in this race. Archibald still there in second.
And then they come into Ballyboley corner, and it's Donnan from Archibald, from Griffiths, from Rogers. Next man through then is number 35, and that's Trevor Ferguson, threading his way through there. Gary Dines, and there's Joey Dunlop on the 250. Payne Honda, number 54, Noel Hudson on the big four-stroke, followed by 47, Trevor Keys on the 250, and Victor Gilmore from the support class in amongst the big boys this time. But at Cardy, it's still John Donnan from Archibald, with Griffiths now in third place. Rogers dropping a little bit back there off the pack as they go over the brig. And Colin Rogers still really wrestling with that 600 Honda.
And look at this for John Donnan, comes out over the brig, and my goodness, that thing almost got away from him. The handling is absolutely terrible. But here we come back at New Road corner, and Archibald is ahead. Adrian Archibald moves ahead on the Dowd Honda as they go through the left-hander at New Road. John Donnan in second, Jason Griffiths in third, Colin Rogers there in fourth, but Rogers is dropped back now with Trevor Ferguson going through just ahead of Stuart Parkle. He's followed through there by McFarland and Gary Dines, and then we have Hudson, Richard Britton and Seamus Green running out wide there as the guys go through on the inside of him. Trevor Keys going through behind him, but now up towards Farmhouse for the last time. John Donnan again with the speed advantage comes up alongside Adrian Archibald. He's going to get him as they go towards the top of the hill. Will Archibald hold him off? This was where he took Griffiths last time, and he does. Oh, super stuff from Adrian Archibald as he goes up into the right-hander. Holds off John Donnan. John Donnan then into second as they go through in the left-hander at Farmhouse. Griffiths is third. Rogers dropping it away in fourth.
And Colin Rogers still trying there in fourth as he clips the bank, but it's still at the front. It's John Donnan as they come into Carrowdore. Archibald in second, Griffiths in third. Out onto the main street. Up they go, Donnan head down behind the screen. Then we have number 35, Trevor Ferguson going through, and right at the tail end there, it's Adrian McFarland. But over the jumps they come, Donnan leads. Archibald is second, Griffiths is third. Round the left-hander for the last time into the right-hander. Down into Ballyboley corner. Donnan from Archibald running wide. Power on for the last time. Rogers there in fourth place, but it's John Donnan powering his way with a wheelie to a win.
Well, no doubt about the winner, John Donnan, first in both sections, but on time calculations, Jason Griffiths took second spot from Adrian Archibald. Colin Rogers was fourth, and Gary Dines on the 250 took fifth.
With the split, you know, the time split with it been ran in two halves, so I was already about 5 seconds in front, so I wasn't too bothered, but it was still nice to win both goals.
He got pretty close to you in the last corner, didn't he?
I don't know, I really shut him down in the last corner in case he tried to go around the outside of me. I went really slow around it, and I thought it'd be impossible for him to beat me to the line.
We were down in speed a wee bit. My bike was handling better down the back section, of course, and I passed John twice, but he got me back again, so I was just happy to be able to keep up with him there.
Well, this one coming up now is more important to you, the Regal 600.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be trying hard here. Never got a win before at the Carrowdore, so we'll be trying our best.
I think you can bank on that. Adrian Archibald in determined mood as he lines up on the grid for the 600 Regal race. Going along that grid, there's number 12, John Donnan, number 7, Adrian McFarland, and completing the front row, number 18, Gary Jess. And in the second row, number 1, Richard Britton. Little wave there for his new baby son. They're ready for the off.
And off they go. Number 13, Adrian Archibald climbing aboard, but it looks as if it's Gary Jess on the outside. And we're now on board with Richard Britton.
Jason Griffiths chasing him. Eddie Sinton there behind as well. And the leaders now coming up into Cardy corner for the first time, and it is Gary Jess who is in the lead. As we look back from Britton's machine, Jason Griffiths coming up behind, but Richard Britton riding round the outside of John Donnan there as he goes through Cardy corner and heads down towards the brig.
And here they come, and Gary Jess, both wheels in the air. But look at number 41 there, Colin Rogers, in all sorts of trouble as he comes over the big jump there at the brig. The leaders now going through Dunover. But we take a look back at this. Gary Jess, both wheels in the air. Oh my goodness, Alan, he was nearly out of control there.
Yeah, and back at the New Road corner, it's Gary Jess still in the lead. Adrian Archibald there getting ready to move up alongside. Colin Rogers goes through in third position. Eddie Sinton there, the last machine view as they head out along the New Road, and now coming up towards Farmhouse for the first time. Archibald comes up alongside Gary Jess. So Gary Jess demoted to second. Colin Rogers looks as though he may sneak through into second place here at the top of the hill. Yes, he's up alongside into the little right-hander, and Colin Rogers goes through into second position. Gary Jess in third. Archibald leads as they approach Farmhouse for the first time. Archibald then looking for his first win here at Carrowdore. The rest of the field streaming through there. McFarland in fourth. And now looking back from Britain on the approach to Carrowdore, he gets past Adrian McFarland there as they go over the bumps, and incredible stuff.
And into Carrowdore they come. Number 13, Archibald leading from Rogers, from Jess. Power on. Head behind the screen, down over the Mance Road jumps. Jess again getting both wheels in the air. Richard Britton now in fourth place. Round the left-hander into Ballyboley. Hectic pace at the front of this Regal 600 race. Rogers in second place. Jess, Britton. Then it's John Donnan. Then it's McFarland. Then it's Griffiths. And the last man through there, Eddie Sinton. Down towards Cardy, still the leader, Adrian Archibald from Colin Rogers, a man who's come from the ranks of the classic machines, really making an impression here. And that man, Jess, really flies the jumps there at the Brig Allen.
Yes, and back out the New Road corner, Adrian Archibald goes through, accelerates out of there, and Archibald just beginning to ease away a little bit. Eddie Sinton goes through there in behind Adrian McFarland as they head up towards the Farmhouse corner, but now on the climb to Farmhouse, and it's Archibald, and Rogers is coming back at him. Colin Rogers from Cumber, winner of the Support Race Championship last year, but he really now is coming back here at Adrian Archibald. And at Main Street Carrowdore, going through the 90-degree left-hander, it's Archibald, but again Rogers closing in as they go towards the top of the hill, so looking to have the faster of the two machines at the moment. Up to the Mance Road jumps, Archibald leads, but Rogers closing all the way as they come up towards Ballyboley, through the left-hander, into the little right-hand kink. Out of the right-hand kink they come, and up to complete the second lap, and it's still in the lead, Adrian Archibald, followed by Colin Rogers right onto his back wheel as they complete the lap, so the race is really on there. And it's on for third as well. Jess leads from Britain, and Donnan in fifth position. Sixth is Jason Griffiths. Seventh is Adrian McFarland, and eighth is Eddie Sinton.
But the battle at the front still rages. Archibald from Rogers, not giving anything away. And we're on board again with Richard Britton in behind him, then Gary Jess. So this is the battle then for third place. Jess there, his knee almost touching the curb at Cardy Corner. As we look back towards him, over the brig they come, and it's still the same order at the front. Archibald from Rogers, and down into the New Road, and look at the braking of that man Rogers. The thing wiggling all over the place as he fires the front brake on to control it down into the left-hander. And up over the jumps up towards Farmhouse they go, and it's still Archibald, the front wheel pawing the air over all the undulating bits of this very fast bumpy circuit. Over the washboard down into Carrowdore, it's still Archibald from Rogers looking for a place on the inside there. He flicks the throttle as he goes down the gearbox to stay in contention with the leader, who looks back to see it. He's still right on his back wheel, and we're back again with Britain and Jess still there in fourth place, Alan.
Yes, accelerate. Oh, and a missed gear change there from Richard Britton, so Gary Jess moves up alongside him. Can he get past as they go over the top of the hill, heading up towards the Mance Road jump? They're coming down the hill now, and at the Mance Road jumps coming into Ballyboley, it's Archibald from Rogers coming through to complete another lap. Archibald still in the lead, but Colin Rogers is hurrying him all the way into the left-hander, and then out of that, and they'll go across the finish line. But here now it's Britton in third, Jess in fourth. Jess trying to go up the inside of Richard Britton there as they complete the lap, but Britton still stays ahead, holds on to third position as they go down towards Cardy Corner. And at Cardy, it's still Adrian Archibald in the lead from Colin Rogers.
And over the brig, it's still Archibald. And here's this battle for third again. Richard Britton looking back towards the man challenging him, and Jess going from side to side, wondering if he can get past on the left. But down into the New Road, it's still that man Archibald leading. Rogers still in second place, and it amazes me the incredible faith they have in each other. They get so close to each other in the corners as well as down the straight. And look at Rogers. Is he going to have a go at him as he goes down into House, and through goes Rogers into the lead. Archibald now in second place, but still sticking to the back wheel of the cladding contract rider round the left-hander, and the battle still raging then for third. Britain still ahead of Jess into Farmhouse and out again, and here comes Jess again having another go at him, Alan.
Yes, Jess trying on the approach to Carrowdore, and he goes up the inside, but the leader's now coming into Carrowdore, and still Colin Rogers holds off Adrian Archibald. So Rogers going for his first Regal win here. Adrian Archibald looking for his first win at Carrowdore, and if he gets that, it'll give him the Regal Championship for 1999. Over the Manse Road jumps they come. Rogers still in front. Archibald in second, harries him up into Ballyboley. Archibald trying to move through as they go towards the right-hander, but coming through to complete the lap. It's still Colin Rogers in the lead. Adrian Archibald in second position. And then in third, it's Gary Jess. Richard Britton in fourth, and John Donnan back there in fifth. But now on the last lap at Cardy Corner, Adrian Archibald moves through back into the lead. Colin Rogers is second as they head away from Cardy out over the top of the hill.
And over the brig, it's Archibald. Same at New Road. Archibald cranks it in for the last time. Rogers still hanging in there. Remember, he was able to get past him up this long straight last time. Richard Britton demoted to fourth now. Gary Jess in third. In sixth position then, it's Jason Griffiths on the Kane Honda. Down the New Road, powering their way with full power on, the front wheel in the air. Rogers still wiggling about as they come down into Carrowdore for the last time. Archibald just that few feet ahead of his rival Rogers, right in behind him. Then it's Jess in third, Britton in fourth. Up the street they go in their own private battle for third place. Over the jumps for the last time, coming down into Ballyboley for the last time. Archibald in front, Rogers in second place. Jess and Britton in their battle still raging as well. Archibald right out to the edge there towards the grass verge, coming round for the last time, turns on the power, and really turns on the power. He almost loses it with a high side, but he still wins. And then that battle for third, Jess in third, Britton in fourth, settling for fourth there, as it would seem as they go across the line. Jess takes third.
Confirmation then of the 600 result, and what a finish it was, with Adrian Archibald literally just hanging on to first place at the finish from Colin Rogers. Archibald set a new lap record of 111.756 miles per hour on the last lap. Gary Jess took third, Richard Britton was fourth.
First Regal 600 title, how does it feel?
It's been a long time coming, but we managed it at last.
You had to really work hard for the final set of points, didn't you?
That's right, Colin was pushing hard the whole way. He passed me once, but had to go really hard. He was riding well.
Last corner again was nearly the decider.
That's it. I was scared on coming up the inside, so I came in a bit too hard and got on the throttle early and high side out of the seat, but I got away with it.
Well, that makes you a double champion because you've already tied up the 600 championship as well.
Yeah, that's right. It's good to get it back again. Just missed out last year. So well pleased.
The crowds there are looking forward to the feature race of the day, the Carrowdore 100. Gary Dines making sure he has a clear view and making sure we get a good view. There's the onboard camera being lined up to bring you the best pictures. The board says it's going to be a 6-lap race. The riders are on the line. On commentary, Alan and Harold.
And the revs building off the go, and it's John Donnan who takes the lead from Gary Dines on the 250. So it's the big R1 leading from a 250, Alan, with the onboard camera.
And just gone down through the first right-hander, Donnan goes through, and Stuart Parker goes through into second position. Another of these R1 Yamahas, 1010cc machines as opposed to Gary Dines' 250. So at Cardy on the opening lap, John Donnan in the lead, Parkle in second, Gary Dines in third, Adrian McFarlane there in fourth, and then Archibald and Griffiths in fifth and sixth as they go through. At the brig, it's Donnan, Parkle, Dines, McFarlane, Griffiths, and the rest of the field streaming through there.
And at the New Road, Donnan already putting a little lead over Sturdy Parkhill, number 79. Powering his way now towards Farmhouse. Donnan on the big R1 Yamaha, still wrestling with it over the jumps, as Parkhill still back there in second place, leading the posse behind him. Front wheel in the air again for Donnan, around the right-hander at Farmhouse. And over the jumps down into Carrowdore, it's still Donnan, but we're back on board with Dines.
And Adrian McFarlane just passing Gary Dines here as they come down in. But now at Carrowdore, it's John Donnan in the lead. Parkhill in second, McFarlane in third, Dines is fourth, Archibald is fifth, and Jason Griffiths there in sixth position. Richard Britton in seventh. Over the top of the hill, and Archibald now goes past Gary Dines and Jason Griffiths as well. So the big machines really having the legs of the 250 as they approach the Mance Road jump here on the opening lap. John Donnan in the lead, Parkhill still in second. Donnan going for the second win of the afternoon here at Carrowdore, comes through the right-hander into the final left-hander and then across the line to complete the lap. But Parkhill is second, McFarlane is third, Archibald fourth, Griffiths fifth, Gary Dines sixth, seventh is Britton, eighth is Rogers, and ninth is Eddie Sinton. At Cardy, it's still John Donnan in the lead, goes through on the R1 Yamaha. Coming out of the brig now, the marshals getting back out of the way, and why shouldn't they? The wiggles these boys do. But down at New Road now, it's John Donnan on the black machine, goes through New Road corner, accelerates back towards Farmhouse, and now they battle for second, and it's Parkhill this time from McFarlane, from Griffiths and Archibald. The rest of the field going through.
And that battle for second place still raging, but being led by Parkhill from McFarland. Every machine there pawing there as they go down the very fast stretch there, 140, 150 miles per hour, but breaking into Carrowdore, John Donnan being a sort of a threatening bit of it there as he comes down in. Parkhill still in second place, Griffiths there just showing in third, McFarland in fourth, Archibald in fifth. Over the jumps comes the wiggling man Donnan on the big Yamaha, not giving him any bother whatsoever, but it's still Parkhill from McFarland, from Archibald, another man who's come through from the classic class into the modern racing is Stuart Parkhill. McFarland there still in third place, and Gary Dines, who's carrying our onboard camera, goes out, so no more pictures from Dines, Alan.
Yes, but here we have Stuart Parkhill ahead of McFarland and Archibald going through Cardy corner in second, third and fourth positions. Colin Rogers in fifth, Britton in sixth. At the brig over the jump, it's Parkhill from McFarland and Archibald. Richard Britton there at the tail end of that bunch. And at Donover corner, that's McFarland has moved through ahead of Adrian Archibald there. Parkhill then in fourth position. And at New Road, it's still Adrian McFarlane now who's up into second position. Adrian Archibald is third. Stuart Parkhill in fourth position there as they accelerate up towards Farmhouse. So on the run up to Farmhouse, it's Adrian McFarlane on the yellow machine just ahead of Adrian Archibald. John Donnan, remember, is already ahead of them up the road through Farmhouse. And again, Archibald tries to get up the inside of McFarlane that time. Archibald's definitely good through that section of the course, but doesn't make it through that time. But at Carrowdore, it's John Donnan still in the lead on the Yamaha, accelerates up Main Street. McFarlane and the Yamaha arrives down and in second. Archibald and the Honda in third position. Then it's Stuart Parkhill.
And McFarlane still leading down into Ballyboley, putting a little bit of distance over Adrian Archibald, running right out to the edge of the grass. McFarlane still holding second place. Rogers and Parkhill going up on the inside, so Parkhill overtaking Rogers there as they come round the left-hander. So it's Parkhill, Rogers. What a battle this is. The man not in the battle, of course, still out in front, John Donnan, but the battle for the lesser placings, really hot stuff. Out over the jump they come, it's McFarlane from Archibald, from Parkhill, from Rogers, from Richard Britton. Down into the New Road, still in second place, it's number 7, Adrian McFarlane from Adrian Archibald. And what a battle they're having, Alan.
Yeah, great stuff here for second position. McFarlane still hold on to Archibald as they come towards the top of the hill. Can Archibald make the move through this time? He hasn't got him on speed, or has he? He's going to try and go up absolutely out of the slipstream. Superb stuff as he went through there into second position. Great move from Archibald. McFarlane drops to third through the left-hander at Farmhouse, and now back at Main Street Carrowdore, and still in second position there, Adrian Archibald, followed by Adrian McFarlane. Parkhill is fourth, Colin Rogers is fifth. At the Mance Road jumps, second is Archibald. Just looking there at Parkhill coming through ahead of Colin Rogers, and Richard Britton sitting at a watching brief there behind them all. But now the battle for second comes through to complete another lap, and still Adrian Archibald holds off Adrian McFarlane. Then it's Parkhill in fourth position holding off Rogers in fifth, and Richard Britton in sixth position.
And at Cardy, Archibald still has that advantage for second spot. Out over the brig they come, Archibald, McFarlane, Parkhill, then Rogers. But we're back with the leader, John Donnan, coming down into the New Road corner. Very comfortable lead, making it look very easy. Gets away from the crowd. Archibald in second place, but something flying in the air there as Archibald comes around the left-hander onto the new road.
Yes, and something has definitely happened back there. Richard Britton appears through next, so it looked as though Rogers and Parkhill have gone missing. And Richard Britton is touring, so has the red flag gone out? Yes, it has. Eddie Sinton comes over the hill. The red flag has gone out. The race has been stopped due to the incident that has taken place down there at Schoolhouse Corner. And let's just look at it again, as you can see the debris going up in the background there as Archibald and McFarlane come over the top of the hill. That looks like streamlining going some distance up in the air, so that must have been a fairly big accident. But meantime, John Donlan, unaware of what has gone on behind him, comes through to complete 6 laps and takes the checkered flag. So up for the second win of the afternoon. Tremendous wheelie from John Donlan across the line.
After that accident on the last lap involving Stuart Parkhill, the result was taken as at the end of lap 5. John Donlan held first place to make it a double win. He was 12 seconds ahead of Adrian Archibald in second. Adrian McFarland on the 1000cc Yamaha took third, and Stuart Parkhill was at that stage in fourth place.
We're very happy. It went real good for us. We got away at the beginning and we got a good lead, and I was able to dictate the race.
And you mean you really made it look easy? Was it as easy as it looked?
I don't know about that. It was never easy.
But certainly you seem to have the legs of all the other boys in that race.
I tried really hard at the beginning to get a break, for I knew I thought I could demoralise him if I got a break, because I had the speed, and we went for it and I got a good start.
When it came to the support race, it was red flagged on the third lap when the brig proved too much of a problem for number 67, Robert McCrum. When the race was restarted, it was run over 3 laps.
Up goes the board, and up goes the flag, and leading them off the line is number 18, Gary Jess. So Jess heading the pack for the opening lap of 3 towards Cardy Corner. Seamus Green in there in second spot. Round the left-hander they go. Already putting a little bit of daylight from the third place man, David Coughlin. But it's Jess at the new road from Green, and already they're well clear of the rest of them, Alan.
Yes, the pair of them well clear. Seamus Green there going out, and now Jess coming up towards Farmhouse, pulling away. Jess looking for a win here in the Support Championship. Seamus Green in second position, second in the championship after Monaghan, coming into Carrowdore for the first time. It's Gary Jess in the lead, Seamus Green in second position, 18 leads, 44. Gary Jess, who had a major rebuild after the Monaghan races when the engine detonated itself in practice, so he had to have a new motor fitted. But Seamus Green there in second position, up to the Manse Road jumps for the first time. Gary Jess, a former motocrosser, he'll think he's back at a motocross as he goes over this jump. Seamus Green coming through there behind him, and the first 2 well clear as they come through to complete this opening lap of the restart. Now we're looking for the riders coming through behind, and it's still Coughlin there from Paul Drew still, then Richard Mooney going through ahead of 7, Stephen Thompson, Martin Finnegan in there as well as 71, Declan Lynch. But through comes Gary Jess to complete the lap. Seamus Green still there in second position, the man from Letterkenny. Coughlin still in third spot, Truesdale in fourth, number 24. Next up it's 78, Richard Mooney, followed by 7, Stephen Thompson, first of the 250s. He's followed by 87, Philip Benson. Then it was Martin Finnegan, and up to Cardy they come again. Gary Jess still leads from Seamus Green.
And already Jess pulling out a fairly comfortable lead over Green as they come down into the new road. Cranking it round the left-hander. Green there in second place. Settles himself in for the long haul. And it's still then number 108 there, David Coughlin in third position, turning on the power. And the field streaming now towards Farmhouse. Heads behind the screens, the front 2 already gone through. Down into the right hand and left hand flicks at Farmhouse. The yellow wheels there of Thompson. But down into Carrowdore comes Jess, number 18. His eyes focused on the task in hand as he goes round the left-hander, round the bales there that form an artificial corner, and it's Coughlin then from Mooney. Truesdale in there as well, number 24 on the green machine. Powering their way, but over the jumps, quite comfortable. Over the jumps at the Manse Road is former motocrosser, number 18, Jess. Coughlin then still in third place, but look at that there. Stephen Thompson almost out of control coming over the Manse Road jumps. He's not as used to the jumps as Jess is. Have another look at it. He's right in there and he gets it totally sideways, the feet off the pegs, almost off the machine. Very lucky to stay on board there, Alan.
Certainly was, and he's still here in third position. Dave Coughlin in fourth spot, Richard Mooney in fifth, Paul Truesdale next up, followed by Benson, Martin Finnegan, Declan Lynch and George Scott. He's having a flyer in there, back in about 10th position. At the new road then for the last time, Gary Jess comes through in the lead. Remember, this race will also be decided on the times added together from the 2 laps that took together before Robert McCrum's incident, so the order on the road at the finish may not necessarily be the order in the race, but it's still Dave Coughlin in third position, having gone ahead of Stephen Thompson as they go through the bunch there, really dicing it out for third spot. And here they come up towards Farmhouse, and Dave Coughlin is slowed there, so Stephen Thompson coming up to take him through. Richard Mooney is coming through as well, as is Truesdale and Philip Benson there behind them. But Dave Coughlin, perhaps he just missed a gear, but he has some sort of problems there on the run up to Farmhouse, and it looks as though he's out.
But it's Jess still in the lead into Carrowdore Street for the last time. Now well clear of the second place man, over the jumps for the last time, really enjoying himself there. Tucks his left toe in to come round the last left-hander into Ballyboley. Then there's Thompson getting a little bit tidier this time. He's followed by number 78 there, Mooney. They're going for the places round the left-hander, but the man going for the first place is Gary Jess. Goes across the line.
So again, when the 2 race section times were calculated in the support category, it was Gary Jess who took that one with 8 seconds to spare over Seamus Green. In third place, it was Steve Thompson. In the classic race, it was Wallace Searide who took the honours on a 500 Honda. Gordon Bell on the 500 Sealy behind him in second place, and not far away in third was John Scott on the 750 BSA. Carl Wilkie was fourth. And that's about it from Carrowdore. The fans have enjoyed some great racing here today. It was too much for some. John Donnan, the man of the meeting, should be very happy with his performance. Next week, we're off the roads and onto the short circuit at Kirkeston. Do join us for that. In the meantime, bye-bye.